For a homeless cat, fresh water is one of the biggest challenges we have to face. The puddles on the roads are quite out of question. They're too dirty. The water in the fish tanks of the seafood store isn't bad, but if the owner catches me, he chases me off. Aside from those, there is another good option. The water inside something that humans call a toilet. The water there has a slow and steady flow, which always produces the best quality. Every homeless cat has their own favorite drinking spot. So did I. There was a big building not too far away from the street. Most humans going in and out of these buildings wore uniforms. Some of them would even salute one another. Speaking of which, why do humans poke themselves in the eye with their fingers to show their respect? On the south side of the building, on the first floor, there was a small window that was always open. I often sneaked into the building through it. And there was a toilet behind that window. If I crawled under the door opposite the toilet, I could see even more toilets. These two-legged monkeys spent so much effort just so that they could take a dump. What a waste. Tonight, I jumped through the window on the first floor as usual. It was very quiet in the bathroom. I could see the moon through the window, which filled the room with silver moonlight. I stood up on the rim of the toilet and drank. I tumbled into the toilet, then the toilet lid dropped with a bang. I jumped upwards. Another bang. My head hit on the lid, but it didn't open. Ah. Have I become too old to stand still now? Somebody help me. Meow meow. It was pitch black in the toilet. I pushed my paw through the gap under the lid and wiggled, hoping desperately that someone would see it and help me. But all I could hear was myself and some flies buzzing in the bathroom, and I don't suspect the flies are gonna be much help. Had the humans all gone home after work? I struggled for a while until I was totally exhausted. The room quieted down. I thought of the house cats that I despised. If one of them had fallen into the toilet in his own house, his humans would have gotten them out by now for sure. And then he would take a nice bath and be wrapped up in a warm blanket. Maybe his humans would even play some music and sing for him. I began humming to myself without even realizing it, before shutting myself up when I heard how off-key I was. Spotty, complete the profile of Jimmy. Geek in the Shell, achievement unlocked. Well, we gotta fix up his situation first, because he's gonna have to hide in the toilet. So, Jimmy, you go into the toilet, and then... What about this? Have a real, huzzah moment. I was drinking when I heard a loud engine booming outside the window. It was the kind of sound that could only be produced by one of those human-made machines. Even the window of the bathroom began shaking because of the noise. After a few seconds, the open window pane was shaken shut. Ah, bollocks. And the door of the room was closed too. There was no one inside. I knocked on the door, hoping to hear something from the other side of the door, but it seemed that there was no one left either. Have the humans all gone home after work? Do I have to wait here until morning? No. Meow. Complete the profile of Spotty, smelly cat, achievement unlocked. Oh, wow. Okay, psychedelic. Jimmy, you were supposed to jump in the toilet, not flush yourself through the toilet. Something incredible and weird had happened. In a panic, I put one foot into the toilet, but it somehow sucked my entire body inside. A huge noise immediately followed, and I could see nothing but darkness. Did Jimmy flush himself down the toilet? From a scientific point of view, this was absolutely ridiculous and impossible. Yet, There was no other reasonable explanation. My body has just shrunk. To keep myself from sliding down further, I jumped upwards as hard as I could. My head bumped into something, but surprisingly it didn't stop me. I landed next to the toilet, smelling like crap. Fortunately, my body had changed back to normal. But unfortunately, Pi was standing right in front of me. He didn't show any signs of surprise and just immediately sprayed a can of God knows what all over my face. And with the dism and with the him being there, and then there was no costume, no mask, no voice modulator. And with the killing and the such. So I think I need to make the cat jump up and not have Jimmy jump up. Okay, so what if we do this? I think this will do it. So with the dism and then the panic and the such. It was also sticking to the wall because of some smelly and muddy stuff. He's covered in crap. Before my brain could get a chance to process all of this, I was suddenly blinded by a sudden burst of light. The sight I had just seen had me gasping in shock. Ew, this is disgusting. A low and muffled voice came from above. I saw a pale face with blue eyes appear in an oval-shaped gap. Fortunately for me, Pi didn't see me. Unfortunately though, he was reaching for the button on the water tank. Wait, no. A huge booming sound came from somewhere above me. Several torrential streams burst out from the toilet rim. It was a futile struggle in the roaring whirlpool. I was finally swallowed by the tsunami in the toilet. Okay. What if you do this? No. Ha! Wait, what? Oh wait, you need to have the bathroom door open so you can get out, Mr. Kitty. And then this is gonna be it. There we go, S ranks. A man pushed open the door and walked in while on his phone. He saw me standing on the toilet, did a double take and walked into the next stall. Occupied. He was still on his phone while doing his business. Keep a close eye on it for the next couple of days call me immediately. I was about to drink some more when I heard a loud engine booming outside the window, with the human-made machines, and with the DSM. Oh no. But I was a lucky spotty. The man had just finished his business. He was walking out, still holding the phone. I shrewdly followed him and left the bathroom. There we go. Fix that. Okay, how are we gonna fix the Jimmy down the toilet thingy here? With the daden and with the... so it didn't stop me. Aside from smelling a little, my body seemed to have changed back to normal. After a brief period of shock, I realized that this must have been a blessing from the goddess of fortune. She had given me a place to hide. Pi had entered the apartment. I didn't have much time for anything else. I quickly grabbed a rope I had lying around and stepped into the toilet one more time, turning into a Lilliputian. I hid in the toilet and I saw Pi walk into the bathroom. He looked like a giant to me. I could see every fiber on his Pizza Hat for uniform, every blonde hair on his arm, and every long eyelash around his eye. Pi looked around. He even checked the laundry basket. My heart skipped a few beats. Thank God I wasn't hiding in there. Finally, he grabbed the shower curtain with his hand, but he didn't immediately pull it open. It couldn't be. Did he see through my setup? However, the goddess awarded me another blessing. Pi sneezed. Yes, he just sneezed. He involuntarily pulled open the shower curtain and unveiled the trap that I had set up. A huge amount of liquid suddenly ejected from the wall. Pi was pushed back by the power of the eruption, and then he slipped and fell to the ground. He covered his face with his hands and started screaming in pain. It was not just regular pepper spray. It was my personal invention. Filling a fire extinguisher with jalapeno water and pepper spray. I had named it the Super Awesome Anti-Pi Spray Machine. Both the power and the stimulation were absolutely top-notch. I jumped back out of the toilet, my body returned to normal once again. Then I picked up the lid of the water tank and smashed it onto his head as hard as I could. What a small world. The officers who came to my apartment were the same ones who had been suspicious of me. The one who had wanted to investigate me even gave me a meaningful look before they left. Of course, they didn't say anything else except to politely thank me for my assistance. And I, of course, politely gave him the finger. After I sent the police away, the next day, the news of Pi being captured was everywhere. They even published Pi's family background and history, although no one knew if they were true or not. Whatever the case, I couldn't care any less. Upon my firm insistence, the police agreed to not reveal the truth of how Pi had been captured, because I didn't want anyone knowing that I was hiding in the toilet. I did not want to be in the paper once again. The world was full of surprises, but life still went on. I did a thorough cleaning of my apartment and of myself. I even cleaned the dust that had been piling up in my computer case for years. Looking at my nice and sparkling clean room, I felt like my mood was finally brightening up too. I stayed inside for a few more days. Then I went and visited my parents. I also visited lots of places around Hong Kong. Everywhere I went, I would go and check the bathroom there. I would try to jump in the toilet and then jump back out again. Of course, I only chose the ones that looked clean. Despite still not knowing how it happened that day, I had indeed gained a special power. Furthermore, I had a new hypothesis too. What if a toilet was not connected to the sewer? What if the bottom of the toilet there was simply another opening? Would I be able to stay shrunk and still move around? Ever since I had this thought, I began to often get too excited to fall asleep at night. I would lie on the bed, stare at my collection of Marvel comic books on the shelf, and start fantasizing. Yeah, join the Avengers, my man. The Toilet Creeper. Ending unlocked, Jimmy accidentally obtained his something. Superpowered me, achievement unlocked. Now that I had this superpower, I had special responsibilities as well, right? And there we go.
Porque siempre me pasa esto.
So we got Carlos now, but we also got some regrets. The rain kept pouring down with no sign of stopping anytime soon. I carried Li Wen on my back to the ranger's cabin on top of the hill. She had already fallen asleep. Due to the danger of a potential landslide, the park rangers had evacuated earlier. I laid her down on the only bed in the cabin and tried to cover her up with some sheets. Yet I noticed something strange. I felt her forehead. It was a little too warm. Fortunately for us, there was some medicine and a few bottles of water in the cabinets. I tried to get her to take the pills. She leaned on my shoulder and mumbled half-consciously in her dream. And then I heard her say, "Father." I walked to the door and sat on the steps while staring at the rain. I had planned to travel to some new places where no one would know me and spend my final days there. I'd even asked Yang Ying to watch over this kid on my behalf. I had thought I could let this all go. Yet the gods had made me run into her again here. God, haven't you toyed with me enough? When will you stop? Well, I'm gonna fix this one too, like it or not. Yang Ying had mentioned that Li Wen's father was a painter and that he had passed away due to heart problems. He sounded just like me. Was that why she had been so close to me? If so, what about how I felt about her? Ever since she had first come into my life, I'd been paying extra attention to her. At first, I thought it was just out of curiosity, but lately that feeling seemed to have evolved in some way. When I had been in the hospital, I would often catch myself thinking about her without realizing it. I kept telling myself that it would never happen. After all, there had only been one person in my heart. The first day after I had gotten out of the hospital and gone back to school, I didn't see her in my class. During my lectures, I kept losing my thoughts. Until I saw her passed out at the back door of the classroom. I had no time to worry about other people staring at us. I carried her out of the school, but I couldn't get a cab. I had to run all the way to the hospital with her on my back. Maybe that was the moment when I started feeling something more. Or maybe it had been earlier. When our pictures had been posted on the school forum, I had intentionally avoided her. When I walked past her, I knew she was staring at me. Ow! I knocked my knee against my desk, and I felt like the most horrible and stupid person in the entire world. So that might have been the moment, but maybe not. It wasn't... No. I shouldn't even be thinking about all of this. She and I, it was never going to happen. The night kept getting darker and darker. The rain kept falling. And I was still sitting at the doorstep. I felt like I was dissolving into the rain and the night. I suddenly heard someone calling me from behind. She sat herself up on the bed, but looked away the second when she saw my eyes. Mr. Wen, I have always liked you. I stood there thinking that I must have heard it wrong. I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't have said this. You're my teacher, and I must have made you very uncomfortable. But I couldn't hold it in any longer. If I don't tell you, I feel like I'm going to lose my mind. I'm sorry, Mr. Wen. I'm so sorry. Her hands were clenching the sheets tightly. I want to be with you. I pushed her. She began crying and ran towards the door. She just ran into the evening rain. By the time I realized it, I could not see her anymore. Earlier, after hesitating for what felt like forever, I had told her the cruelest thing. I'm sorry I can't be with you. I remembered her expression when I had pushed her to the ground. Why did you push her? She must have thought that I had been disgusted by her. But how could I ever feel that about her? The only person that had been disgusting was me. I was so scared. I had no idea what I would mean to her if I crossed that line. Her lover, her father, or just a pathetic dying cancer patient. I held my flashlight and began aimlessly searching for her in the rain. I almost slipped a dozen times. And when I finally realized that she might have slipped and fallen down, I hated myself even more. Before I knew it, it was daylight. The rain had finally stopped, and the sun had come out. The first ray of sunlight broke through the clouds and sprinkled upon her body lying in the valley. She was so calm, so beautiful, and so still, she was not even breathing. I held her cold body in my arms. I felt like I had lost the whole world again. When? Okay. So what if you start off by pushing her? And she cries and ran towards the door, and then you are the one who says this. Cool, that's bad. That's also bad. She just ran into the evening rain. Her words had broken my last sensible defense earlier, and I had done something unforgivable. She had been looking at me terrified. I held my flashlight and began aimlessly searching for her in the rain. Welp. Okay. So that wasn't it. I don't think this is gonna be it either. But at least then I have tried everything with I pushed her. What on earth had I been saying? I couldn't bear to look at her anymore. I ran out of the cabin and sat down at the door, pretending to be staring at the rain. She sat down to my right. Perhaps we had a mutual understanding. Neither of us said anything. Not for a long while. The rain had finally stopped, and the sun had come out. Did you see a rainbow? I wasn't expecting her to ask about this, and I was a little surprised. No. A few minutes later, she leaned her head on my shoulder and fell asleep. She didn't seem to be dreaming this time. I looked at her beautiful smile as she slept, and I finally made up my mind. I let her sleep on my shoulder quietly for another half hour. I wanted to selfishly enjoy these last glorious moments by myself. The world had stopped moving for all I cared. I couldn't make you happy in this life, but if I had the chance, I would dedicate my entire next life to be with you. Okay, not bad. Also, isn't it illegal for a teacher to have like a romantic relationship with a student? I don't know. Wait, what if we do this? No. Okay, so this could be something. Have I tried everything? No, I haven't tried that. Maybe that's the thing? With I had told her the cruelest thing. We're pushing to the ground and whatnot. Yeah, so this isn't it. I had walked past 2 slopes. I found myself arriving at the spot where I had spread the ashes of my fiancée. I hadn't even realized I had been going this way. We had seen the most beautiful rainbow in the world here together once. Honey, I'm so sorry. The freezing rain kept falling on me. It seemed to be getting even heavier. She wouldn't be out looking for me, would she? The thought suddenly entered my mind. The rain was so heavy and the mountain could be dangerous in this weather. If she came out by herself and something had happened to her, I couldn't stop feeling worried, and I began to regret running out of the cabin. I must go back immediately, but the gods decided to toy with me one last time. When I turned around, I stepped into a puddle of mud and slipped. I lost balance and I rolled down the hill in a completely dark abyss. Yeah. Okay, so push her is not the first one. What if you... There's no way this is it. Oh, the music changed. This could actually be it. I couldn't simply ignore her existence any longer. And I couldn't ignore my true feelings either. She was so pure, so kind. She was a gift from God. I didn't want to hurt her, but I couldn't help myself anymore. Oh boy. I reached out to her and held her in my arms as tight as I could. I kissed her forehead. Doesn't look like it's her forehead. It looks like you're sucking on her nose. I kissed her cheeks. I kissed her lips. Okay, we're going straight forward here. Mr. Wen, have some decency. Her long hair dripped over my arms and fell onto the bed. Her pale body was glistening with the warm light from the candles. She was trembling beneath me. I would too if you suddenly just freaking jumped on me and took all my clothing off. My soaking wet shirt had been stuck to my skin, but it was becoming boiling hot with our body heat. Our 2 heartbeats were pounding, racing, and becoming one. The rain kept falling, yada yada, but the world outside did not concern us, not one bit. Not for a long while. The rain had finally stopped, and the sun had come out. The first ray of sunlight came through the window and fell upon her long, soft hair. I gently kissed her forehead. The rest of my life belonged to you now, and I would live it well for you. Okay, apparently that was it. Uh-oh. Hey, lazy ass, how much longer are you going to sleep? Ah, shush, dumb brother. I don't want to get up yet. Ever since Fluffy's been gone, you've been acting like this. You don't eat anything. You don't go out of... I had a stroke. You don't go to bed on time. You'll get sick if you keep going like this. That's none of your business. Ah, I just remembered. I heard that the zoo has got some polar bears recently. Want to take a look? Polar bears? There have always been polar bears at the zoo. Oh, but these are not just common polar bears. I hear that they are leased from a Brazilian zoo and they have green fur. Okay, now you actually have me kind of interested here. Really? Can we call them grass bears? Really? The zoo has even doubled the price of their tickets. I couldn't grasp it. No. If you come with me today, I'll pay for the ticket. The bears are only here for a few days. It would be a shame to miss them. What do you say? Ah, it was just a dream. I want to see the green polar bears. I knew it. When did I ever have a brother? Oh, what time is it now? It's only 10, still quite early. I'm going back to bed. I should go and find something to kill time. Oh. We can plant. We can book. Pillow. This doll looks creepy as hell. There's some letters. I'm already dealing with enough letters. There's a book. And there's a drawer. I gotta go for the doll, right? That's the scary thing. This is my favorite doll, Buka. Although I have the feeling that it's not always been here. How long has she been here? Oh well, it doesn't really matter. I'm glad you're here with me. Yay. Okay, well, plant. By the way, I don't think I've ever watered this. How's it still growing so well? Well, it looks like... I don't know what you call it, but Efeu? Is that what you call it? They're actually quite sturdy. They're a good plant. There's a lot of dog hair on this pillow. Is this Master's hair? When did I pile of all of these books on the floor? What? When did I pile all of these books on the floor? Let me see what they are. The Story of the Isle of Dogs. Midnight Convenience Store. 428, a beep. A deep. Square Lightning. The Assassin. Probability, random variables, and stochastic processes. Oh, is this where she gets all of the quote-unquote letters and situations from? It's all in books. I don't remember having any of these books. I know I've forgotten many things, but that last one doesn't seem like a book I would read. Could it belong to someone else? But there's no one else here besides me and Master. It must be his then. You know how dogs love to read. Anything else? I'm gonna check the window last, and I know that I can do this. Just like there's something to the outside world, right? It's a photo album. Why aren't there any photos inside? How many photos must be in the album for it to qualify as a photo album? Ah, what's this? It's a storage box. I don't know how to open it. What exactly is this? It's a storage box that I don't know how to open. Huh? It's just the dice. Why did I think it was something else? Was I hallucinating? Oh well. It is the Master's job to handle these letters and help the humans. He always stacks the ones that he had read on a shelf. Every time I bring him tea and snacks, I secretly take one with me to read in my spare time. He never notices one or two missing out of so many. Although, I'm surprised by how many I've collected. It's a miracle that he hasn't caught me yet. Wait, there seems to be a note in the middle of the letters. Omnidimensional probability generator instruction manual. Help. What is this? It seems like the manual to some machine. Attention! Do not misplace the instigator pen. All requests must be entered as text. All descriptions in the request must be objectively accurate. The energy consumption is irreversible. The doodle sketch on this note looks a lot like Master's writing. There's more below. Addendum, sample application. Telepathy. The user who holds the instigator in an isolated environment is able to exhibit identical behavior to someone external to the environment. This feature is achieved by modifying the target's behavior to be identical to the user's behavior, not by reading the target's mind. Oh, Mr. Doggy, you're doing scurvy shit. Divination, memory tampering. The user who holds the instigator is able to foresee other people's future behaviors and reveal the past of unknown strangers. This feature is implemented by modifying the target's future behaviors or past history. It cannot actually predict the future or tamper with one's memories. Warning, altering objective past events could lead to unpredictable chain events. Please operate with extreme caution. This sounds like what Master has been doing. Oh, there's more. Resurrection. Wait. If it is possible to identify the objective events that have led to the target's death, that death can be prevented by altering the causal links among the chain of events. Teleportation. Ability to teleport. The distance of teleportation does not impact the amount of energy consumed. Unverified time leap. Teleportation? That sounds so cool. If I could do it, I would immediately teleport myself to a sunny beach or that freaking zoo with the green polar bears. The view of this place is terrible. Although, what does time leap mean? I don't understand. Those are big words. Weather manipulation. That's why he said that if ever it stops snowing, that's when I should be scared. Because he's manipulating the weather. The user who holds the instigator is capable of changing the weather and the geographical features of a location. Using this feature may consume a significant amount of energy and even potentially destroy the ecosystem. Please operate with extreme caution. Transfiguration. The person who holds the instigator can change their appearance of that or that of others. Unlike standard transfiguration, this feature allows the user to change into another species entirely, such as a cat or dog. Oh, I'm on to you. Change into a dog? Is that why Master can speak? No. What am I thinking? This note is probably the confused musings of an extremely bored and imaginative person. Master can speak because he's a god, and why would a god need a machine? It's stupid. Is there anything else I can do other than the window? Just want to make sure I don't miss anything. I want to get the full story here. Oh, so Sir Fluff here. There's more to him. Well, I knew that from the start. He was a talking dog, I mean. And by the way, have you noticed that in this game about gods, that dog, spelled backwards, is God? I would almost think that there's some thought behind that. Okay, what's outside the window? The view outside is still so upsetting. Everything is red and it's still snowing. When will it stop? Okay, well, I thought there would be more to that. It's that late already. I should go to the kitchen now, or Master will scold me. Should I make osmanthus cakes or pumpkin cookies today? Master prefers pumpkin cookies, but I like osmanthus cakes better. Hey, maybe I should roll the dice. Yes, if I get more than a 1, I'll make osmanthus cakes. Crap. The dice circled around on the table before finally stopping, with nothing but one big red spot facing up. Gosh darn it. Okay, fine, I'll make the freaking cookies. I'll make osmanthus cake tonight. And now we're back here. Let's just see what we have. We still got Carlos, who has to deal with some concrete death. I guess the sidewalk didn't survive. And a journey alone. A journey alone that we shall embark on together in the next one. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Alright, I'm out.